this is Logan Hansen from Boss Engineering, and I'm going to show you this jet engine and how far I am with it. Here is basically the beginning of the whole thing. This is where the compressor and everything will be housed. And same with the nozzle in the back here. So the compressor will be thrown up right up in front, and you can actually see the burning ring, the primary burning ring inside there. You can't see the holes very easily, but they're drilled all around in there, if you can see them. So this is set up in the front of the engine. Here's the nozzle right here, and the nozzle, basically I cut a series of slots or areas and I bent it inwards. I actually cut a bunch of triangles out, and you can see inside there it comes in nice and clean. Let me try to get you some light on this. Comes in clean. You can see the afterburner inside there. Kind of see it if you look at it just right. It's inside, but there's also holes cut in that. I'll try to take it out for you. If you see it, I won't do it now though. So it's set like that. This is the front primary burner, and then the afterburner, the nozzle, and it'll be running at a really high speed. I'm going to put this in. This is for my bearings. Basically a hub for a bicycle tire. I cut off all the spokes. It had, I can't remember how many spokes, but I cut them all out and I cleaned this up a little bit. Clean this up a little bit, and now it's actually pretty shiny, but that really doesn't matter. So the bearings itself have to be cleaned because there's a good amount of dirt in them, but it's gonna work. And then basically the blades will go in there and I'll tighten them down to the shaft. And this is gonna have 5 spokes holding the front and the rear inside the chamber. So basically here's the spokes. They slip in there just like in a regular bicycle tire, and I can use a lot more than just 5, but all I need is 5 on each side. So there will be 10 spokes total holding this inside the engine, and they all come in just basically like that. You can see me. And they get put right inside of here. Just like that. Pull these back out here. It's basically 10 spokes total holding this in place. It's really cheap bearing. Pull it out of a tire. This will slide right inside of the main chamber, and it'll sit in there like that with the front blade, or I mean, yeah, the compressor fan up front, and that should be good. This is my first one that I've ever made, so I'm preparing, or I'm guessing there's going to be a lot of failures in it, but it's the first one. Once I get better at it, everything goes well. So this is the jet engine, part 1. Not far yet, but I have done some of the basic stuff on it. Still have yet to make the blades. Here's a blank for the blade right here. It's X36.51. It's I am heat treating this. So basically I'm taking a torch to it. I haven't done it yet, but I'm going to take a torch to it. I've already heat treated this part of it. You can see how it's kind of blackened a little bit and browned on the sides right here, but back here it's definitely lost its color, and inside you can see that. But yeah, so this has already been heat treated because obviously this is going to be a hot part of the engine. So I'm going to have to heat treat these rear blades. These ones will go back here. The front ones won't need to be heat treated at all because they're not going to be taking on any types of heat except for the incoming air, which won't be hot. So this will be one of the rear blades. It's actually really thin, but it's pretty strong. I can't bend it very easily. And so I'll take a torch to this, I'll burn it till it's almost glowing, and I take some pliers and I dip it in water and let it sit in there until it's completely cooled. I'll pull it out of the water till it's room temperature again, and then I'll keep doing the phase for 7 times on here. On this particular blade it'll be about 7 times. And this goes right inside here. Not an easy fit. There we go. So it'll go inside of here. Spins very fast, obviously, because it's a jet engine. So there's going to be 2 stages. There's the primary burner and the afterburner. This will be set up to regulators. My plan is to have 2 separate fuel tanks for each one and 2 separate regulators, so I can adjust the pressures being put into the fuel tanks to give off the fuel. So yeah. So this is going to be one of the fuel tanks right here. It's actually just a Powerade bottle. Honestly, it is. Very, very simple idea behind it to work. So there's one, let me move these. There's one line coming from the air compressor that'll actually go in right here. This is the incoming line. Sorry if it's hard to see it. It's a clear hose, but anyway, so this is the incoming line. Air will be pushed in around 30 psi at the max, and it'll push air in through this hose, the smaller one right here. It'll push that through, which basically, when this is closed and sealed off, it's completely airtight. So the air will go in while there's fuel. Sorry about this. There's fuel up to about there. So the air will go in and it pushes that fuel down from the pressure. And it'll push it down, and then this longer tube right here goes inside the bottle like that. Seal it up. So the fuel basically gets pushed down. Gets pushed down in lower and lower. And the only way for it to escape is through this output hose, and this hose will go directly to the jet engine itself. So this is a good, clean way to use all kinds of different fuels without hurting any types of parts. So that's what I'll use, an air regulator to adjust the pressure going into the fuel tanks. And I will also use propane, but this is for the liquid fuels. I mean like petroleum and gasoline, alcohol, top fuel, those types of fuels that I'll be using. So yeah, a very good way for a fuel tank, and very, very, very cheap. So use that.